Hey guys, welcome to the Art of Headshot Retouching. I'm Amy E Osborne, and off the topic, I've been playing with pink lately. I'm a high-end headshot photographer and retoucher, an associate of Peter Hurley at peterhurley.com, and head honcho at Ozzy Headshots, ozzyheadshots.com. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for being here. And a special warm welcome back to my subscribers. I love you guys. Thank you to those of you who have signed up for my retouching mailing list, and I hope you all get something out of this video. Okay guys, let's get started. This is Jason, and I like this expression, a little playful, and I also like that Jason is emerging out of these shadows, this shadowy background, but I wanted to show you how sometimes that can pose a challenge when you're trying to remove light modifiers that were in the frame and trying to make edits to, say, a garment that is draped in shadow as well. So I'm going to show you how I do it, and this is the simplest way and the cleanest way that I know how to do it. By the way, you guys, I'm using Affinity Photo, which is very, very similar to Photoshop, but you can use whatever you like. If you are very new, brand new, to photo editing software in general, you will probably want to check out a much more basic tutorial for starters, and I'll try to find something good for you and post a link below. I'm developing my raw file without making any modifications and saving it under my naming conventions that I like. The next thing I want to do is, right off the bat, create a new adjustment layer. And I'm going to use curves. You can use brightness or shadows, highlights, or exposure. There are different ways to achieve a similar effect, but I prefer this way because I like the control that I have. And I'm just going to create this temporary, crazy looking layer here to shine light into the shadows. It's like taking a flashlight into your attic. I want to be able to see what I'm doing, and then we'll turn off the light later. And the next thing I'm going to do is duplicate my background layer using Command J, or you can go up under Layer and find Duplicate Layer, and you'll see, if you're a beginner, you'll see next to that option is the keyboard shortcut. Next, while on the duplicate layer, I like to grab my in-painting brush tool, which is very similar to the content-aware fill in Photoshop, and I like to either do that by going over to my tools and grabbing it. Mine lives in this little tab, or you can cycle through using your keyboard shortcut, your hotkey J. Sorry if you guys hear some banging. My upstairs neighbors just came home and they are not light on their feet. Anyway, you can adjust the specifications for that tool and adjust its width, for example. You can either use the slider or you can use your left and right brackets on your keyboard, which is what I like to do. So you'll see my brush getting bigger and smaller. And I'm just going to carefully select this foreign body, this foreign object from my background. And like magic, it disappears. The technology is really quite something. This feature is really cool. And sometimes it's quite perfect, and other times you have to finesse it. And in this case, I'm just going to finesse it a little bit. I usually use my in-painting brush tool and try to work on some of the areas that didn't turn out so flawlessly. And my patch tool comes in handy as well. If you are a beginner and you're not sure how to use these basic tools, check down below. I'll put a link down there for you that will help you with some of these sort of beginner functions that you'll want to learn and master. I have tried many other ways of doing this, including using my rubber stamp or clone brush tool. I've tried to extend the background using a mesh, warp. I've tried painting, hand painting, but in the end, I usually use this option because I find it to be the most effective, the cleanest, the nicest looking. And I'll do the same thing on the other side, just selecting this here, and just like that. And you see this one looks really kind of wonky, I guess you'd say. Hopefully you can see that without the drastic curves adjustment layer, you would not have been able to see this extra shoulder hanging out down here in the corner. So I'm just going to do my magic and, clean it up. And while we're here, we can also see that the drastic curves adjustment layer has also allowed us to see lint on the shirt that I couldn't even see in real life. And so it helps so that you're not straining and so that you can really do a really good job. I would say it's a rookie mistake and kind of lazy not to bother looking into the shadows of your image and making sure that they're just as clean as the highlights of your image. Sometimes we make a conscious decision to leave something in a shot, like wrinkles in a shirt that fits snugly, or a scar on a nose that gives somebody character. But what we don't want to do is to leave something in a shot accidentally because we were not thorough, and somebody cares to look into the shadows only to find some freakish, disturbing third shoulder lurking in a dark corner. I hope this video has helped you, and I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel and click on the link below to also sign up for my mailing list. Until next time, signing off from Ozzy Headshots.